Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on your local coronavirus headquarters. I'm Jordan Fremstead. There are 1,422 positive cases of coronavirus in Wisconsin. There have been 25 deaths in the state. Crawford and Buffalo counties also each recorded their first positive case. Now turning to La Crosse County, there are 2 new cases since yesterday, bringing the total to 19, 9 of which have recovered. According to the La Crosse County Health Department, the 2 latest cases are both men. One is in his mid-50s and is recovering at home, while the second is in his early 40s and has severe symptoms and is the second person from the county to be hospitalized. And when looking at the first 18 cases that were diagnosed in La Crosse County, they found the following. Nearly 78% of the cases were individuals under the age of 60. Almost 44% had pre-existing conditions, and more than 60% were women. While more than 55% were from La Crosse, almost 28% were from Onalaska. And there is another statistic that also stood out. Almost 53% of individuals diagnosed with COVID-19 in La Crosse County went to a chain store in the 48 hours prior to developing symptoms. It's something health department officials say you shouldn't ignore.
We need people to go to the grocery store. One member of a family is what we would advise. So not taking all of your kids with you, not making it a family outing. It really should be one person, if possible, who goes to the store and get what you need for 1 to 2 weeks. That will give you an opportunity to just go once and then stay home and kind of keep the level of activity down in those stores, while also not hoarding materials and causing potential problems in that way.
And finally, the most common symptoms that diagnosed people with COVID-19 experienced was a cough, and 94% reported it, followed by a fever and muscle aches. In Minnesota, there are 689 cases. 17 people have died in the state. There are still none being reported in Houston County. Iowa has 538 people infected and 7 deaths. Allamakee and Winneshiek counties are also reporting no new cases. Around 900 Americans with the coronavirus died yesterday, setting yet another single-day record and bringing the U.S. death total to more than 4,000 in the first month of the crisis. New York remains the epicenter with more than 76,000 confirmed cases. Naomi Ruckham reports from New York City.
Workers outside a Brooklyn hospital were seen putting a corpse in a refrigerated truck Tuesday. Hospitals across the city say their ICUs are nearly full.
This is by far and away the most unprecedented catastrophic event that I've ever seen or experienced in my lifetime.
New York's governor says the state has greatly increased the number of hospital beds, helped in part with the arrival of the Navy hospital ship Comfort. But he says given the rate of new cases, he needs almost twice as many beds as he has now.
We're all in search of the apex and the other side of the mountain.
Nearly 400 Boston healthcare workers have tested positive, including more than 100 at Brigham and Women's Hospital.
By being healthcare workers, we're not actually able to do what's being recommended to the rest of the country, which is stay at home.
Okay, I love you.
The crisis has been especially trying for people in nursing homes and the families that love them. More than 400 facilities across the country have infected residents. At this nursing home outside of Los Angeles, 2 people have died and more than 50 are infected. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti told residents to prepare for a long haul.
This will last at least 2 months, could last a third. And remember, there's not just a light switch that goes on and life comes back to normal.
The national social distancing guidelines extend through the end of April, but they are not enforceable. Cities, counties, and states set their own rules. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus says this photo of a Florida beach from last weekend is case in point. One county closed the beach, the other did not.
We can't have that. We are in this together. Your behavior affects your neighbor and vice versa.
Florida and Texas are 2 of the biggest states where governors have not issued severe statewide restrictions on residents and businesses. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
In Texas, the governor issued an order Tuesday saying every person in the state should minimize social gatherings except to get or receive essential services. But he stopped short of calling it a stay-at-home order. And in Florida, while the governor hasn't issued a statewide stay-at-home order, counties including Broward and Miami-Dade have done so. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers today asked President Donald Trump to issue a major disaster declaration for the state of Wisconsin. Governor Evers says he hopes the declaration would allow the state to access critical programs to support the state's response, including community disaster loans, public assistance, and crisis counseling. The declaration would cover all 72 counties and federally recognized tribes in the state. In a release, Governor Evers said in part, quote, "The response to this outbreak has caused multiple deaths, exhausted many of our resources, resulted in record unemployment claims, and taken a toll on the community infrastructure that is in place to protect the public. We need federal assistance to help rebuild those critical safety nets and ensure they remain strong," end quote. Wisconsin's economy will be hit harder by the coronavirus pandemic in areas where there is more tourism. That's according to a study by the Wisconsin Policy Forum released today. The study found that counties that depend heavily on tourism face the greatest challenges due to the concentration of jobs related to hotels, restaurants, entertainment, and recreation. The virus outbreak has forced closures of non-essential businesses across the state, including many that rely on tourists like water parks in the Wisconsin Dells. Professional and collegiate sporting events and historical sites throughout the state. And the longer the current economic situation lasts, the more it will affect summer tourism, particularly in counties that is a majority of their tourism season. Well, plenty of people in our area are rallying to help others, and we would like to hear about your stories. Just go to news8000.com and search Helpers in the search bar at the top of the homepage. That's how you can find out how to share your stories of helping with us. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday for this coronavirus update. You can always get the latest information anytime on our website at news8000.com or download our mobile app. Have a good afternoon.